Season 2 for Marvel Rivals is just around the corner. I know they just dropped a lot of info, so I'm going to catch you up on everything Season 2 in this one video. So watch this video all the way to the end so you can learn about the new heroes, new map, Season 2 changes, and balance changes all in this one video. We will be getting 2 new heroes in Season 2, Emma Frost and Ultron, along with the new domination map, Krakoa. Emma Frost will be released on April 11th, and according to Volume 5 of the latest dev vision, Ultron will be released during the mid-season for Season 2. For Emma Frost, a first look at her abilities have already been revealed. Her primary fire is a trail of psionic damage, which seems to ramp up damage over time. Her E ability seems to be pulling out some kind of soul crystal from an enemy, which does bonus damage when destroyed. If we slow down this footage, you can see her pulling it from the enemy, and the extra damage right when she destroys it. Her alternate fire projects a shield forward that she seems to be able to stop wherever she wants. Seems to be able to take up to 400 damage with a 4-second cooldown. Her shift ability seems to allow her to change her form to her iconic diamond skin, which changes her attacks and abilities. Right away, it looks like she gets damage reduction in this state, which is going to increase her survivability and keep her in the fight longer. In diamond state, she's going to be able to do melee attacks instead of her psionic trail attack. Her E ability picks up and choke slams an enemy while making the camera face behind her. Her alternate fire in this form is a kick ability instead of a shield that launches enemies forward, and if I'm not mistaken, it looks like she does extra damage when enemies collide into a wall. For her ultimate ability, there's a couple things going on here, but overall, I think it's good. So there's a meter that fills up for enemies she's facing, which when full makes them face Emma Frost and walk in her direction helplessly. These enemies take minor damage over time, but the real value is that they're vulnerable to your team and helpless. Those are Emma Frost's abilities. Now let's talk about Season 2. The latest trailer for Season 2 takes place in Krakoa, our newest map in celebration for the defeat of Dracula. Emma Frost is throwing together an event known as the Hellfire Gala, but suddenly Ultron attacks the event and declares the Age of Ultron, which our heroes fight to stop. We also get a look at some Battlepass skins in the Season 2 trailer. Here are the skins for Bruce Banner, Black Widow, Captain America, and Black Panther. Here is the Luna Snow skin. This one is Wolverine's skin, and this is the Cloak and Dagger skin, which I think looks really cool. We also have Magic and Psylocke in their X-Men skins, which is pretty cool. It's also worth noting that you can get this Scarlet Witch skin just for playing 9 games at the start of Season 2. So don't miss out on this one, y'all. This is an easy grab. Now I want to get into Volume 5 of the latest developer vision with creative director Guang talk about big changes coming to Season 2. First off, starting in Season 3, we'll be getting a new hero every month, which is going to be exciting. Getting a whole new character every 3 weeks, that's going to be crazy. I can't wait to see who's coming in the future. Guang also talks about the developer team internally testing out new game modes that they will first introduce to the game as special events when they're ready to share what they've been working on behind the scenes. Changes to the structure of the Season 2 Battle Pass are also coming to help players finish Battle Passes more smoothly by redistributing chrono tokens across weekly and daily missions along with challenges. The creative director also mentions that there will be additional color schemes for some of the more popular skins in the store. So if you've purchased a skin from the store, make sure to check it out to see if you got extra alternative color schemes. You'll also now have the option to give skins to your friends as well. They've made network optimizations across the game, so everyone's going to have better performance, but on the downside, all replays from Season 0 and Season 1 will no longer be viewable. So save your favorite games somewhere. Those are nice additions to Season 2, but now let's talk about Ranked with lead combat designer Ji Yong. When Season 2 launches, the minimum required level to play Ranked will now be level 15 instead of level 10. Ranks will be reset with everyone dropping their rank by 9 divisions. So if you ended Season 1 at Diamond 1, you will start Season 2 at Silver 1. They're also adjusting the map rank pool this season, with 2 maps being removed from competitive play. The Eastgard Domination map, along with the Tokyo 2099 Convergence map in Shibuya. The new Krakoa Domination map will be added into the rotation, though. Tournaments will also use this rank map rotation. Don't worry if you play quick play, no maps are getting removed from that pool. One big change coming to ranked is with the pick band system. Instead of needing to reach diamond for hero bands, all you need to reach is gold 3 now, which is going to be really accessible for most of the community and a really good positive change for the game. Another big change is that players reaching eternity and one above all can now only duo queue, no longer being able to stack with other high level players. They'll have to duo queue or play solo. They're doing another big change coming to ranked, and this is with the design team incorporating your individual performance to affect how many points you gain or lose at the end of the game. Play really well and win, you get a lot of points, but also if you play really well and lose, you don't lose as much. The devs also share the official rank distribution, excluding players not active in competitive play. And now that you know everything new coming in Season 2, let's talk about team-ups and the patch notes. For team-ups, we're going to be losing 2 this season, but gaining 3, and they're going to be making some adjustments to existing team-ups. First, the 2 team-ups we're losing are Metallic Chaos with Magneto and Scarlet Witch, then also losing Voltaic Union with Thor, Storm, and Captain America. Now let's talk about the 3 new team-ups. The first is Arcane Order with Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange as the anchor, granted an additional 100 health. He's going to be giving Scarlet Witch a new ability that replaces Scarlet Witch's Chthonian Burst alternate fire with a completely new alternate fire that releases a stream of damage without using up her resources. Captain America and Winter Soldier will be getting a team up together with Captain America as the anchor, with him gaining an additional 100 health and 5% damage boost. Winter Soldier will be getting a new ability, allowing him to leap toward allies at critical moments for a good counterattack. Emma Frost will be getting a team up as the anchor with an additional 100 health, granting Magneto and Psylocke both the ability to create illusory projections, which will be great in confusing the enemy. Now let's talk about what's changing with existing team-ups. Psylocke will be removed from Dimensional Shortcut and Magic's team-up. Winter Soldier will be removed from Rocket's team-up. Namor will be removed from Luna Snow's team-up. Doctor Strange is being removed from Hulk's Gamma team-up and instead replaced with Namor, who will now have Gamma Charged Squids, and that's going to be exciting. Now for the patch notes. To make this easy, we're going to break this down into Vanguard, Duelist, and Strategist. So let's start off with Vanguard. For Captain America, his base health is getting reduced from 675 to 650, but keep in mind he has a new team up now granting him an additional 100 health as the anchor. His shield's health is also getting reduced from 400 to 350. This isn't a nerf or a buff, just balance adjustment. For Doctor Strange with his new team up, he's getting an additional 100 health as the anchor, but his daggers that do knock damage per projectile are getting reduced from 18 to 16. His Maelstrom of Madness conversion damage is also getting nerfed from 1.3 to 1.2. Hulk's base movement speed is increasing from 600 to 650. His shield ability cooldown is also getting reduced from 12 seconds to 10 seconds, and his minimum charge time for Incredible Leap is getting reduced from 0.7 seconds to just half a second, which is going to be an overall buff. Magneto's ultimate is going to take longer to charge with, going from 3100 energy cost to 3400, which is going to be a nerf. Penny Parker is going to be getting a buff. Her cyberweb clusters now do crit damage, and her movement speed penalty when firing has been reduced from 40% to 20%. Also, her base health has gone from 650 to 750, allowing her to stay in the fight longer. The Thing is getting a small nerf with his leap damage reduction going from 30% 25%. And Thor is getting buffed with his health going from 525 to 600 and movement speed increased to 650. Now let's talk about Duelists. We got a lot of changes here, so stay tuned and stick with me. First off, we're going to talk about Black Widow, who can now shoot directly after the second kick of her Edge Dancer, which she couldn't before, and she can now also shoot directly after using her ultimate, which is going to be a good buff for Black Widow players. Hawkeye is getting a big buff. Listen to this. The slow effect while charging up his bow is getting reduced from 30% to 20%. His hypersonic arrows now do 55 damage and his ultimate costs less. So now he gets his ultimate even faster, and they've even increased his draw damage from 1.35 to 1.5. Crazy buff. Hela's getting a balance adjustment, which I can't decide is a buff or nerf yet, but they decreased the cooldown of her stun from 12 to 10 seconds. The spell field from her alternate fire now does 35 damage up from 30, and the cooldown of her escape ability Astro Flock has been increased from 12 to 15 seconds. Human Torch is going to be getting a buff this season with the launch timing of his primary fire getting adjusted and also allowing him to fire a little bit more quickly after each attack. They are also increasing the cooldown for his flaming meteor dive attack by adding a new effect which grants him 75 bonus health, which rolls off after 3 seconds. Iron Man is getting a big buff. with his hitbox getting reduced and gaining 100 bonus health when activating armor or gamma overdrive. Iron Fist is getting a balance adjustment, being able to do more percentage-based damage from 1.7% to 2.1%, but gaining less bonus health from harmony recovery, going from 150 to 100. They also reduced the cooldown of his Kunlun kick from 12 to 10 seconds. Mr. Fantastic is getting a buff, with his base health going up from 350 to 375. The damage from his primary attack is getting buffed from 60 to 65 in his regular state and 75 to 80 in his inflated state. His flexible elongation ability, which is that chest pump ability, now also adds a 35% slow effect to enemies, and they reduced the cooldown of this from 8 seconds to 10. They also reduced the elasticity from elastic strain from 30 to 20, while the elasticity from stretch punch is increased from 5 to 8. When entering inflated state, the bonus health provided to him is also reduced from 450 to 400. For his ultimate, they also added a new effect where he gains bonus health equal to that gain when entering inflated state. I think it will be interesting to see where Mr. Fantastic lands on tier lists with all this. Next is Moon Knight, getting a massive buff. His crescent dart projectile speed is going from 120 meters per second to 150 meters per second, which is pretty big because you're going to be able to line up your shots a lot easier now as Moon Knight. His alternate fire now gains 25 bonus health for each enemy hit, up to a max of 100. His grapple hook will be much faster, and his ultimate will be getting extended from 3.5 seconds to 4.5. He will also shoot more talons in this period. They also mentioned they will be adding damage fall off from the center. Scarlet Witch is getting a really good buff, with them removing the percentage-based damage from her primary fire and instead making it a fixed 80 damage per second, which sounds lethal. Her alternate fire, Kinthonian Burst, will be getting buffed from 35 to 40 direct damage and 35 to 40 spell field damage. They will be increasing the cooldown of her Mystic Projection from 8 seconds to 10 seconds, and reducing the phase time from 2 seconds to 1.5 seconds, The slow effect when entering her ultimate is also getting slightly reworked, with her retaining her normal speed up to 1.5 seconds into her ultimate, where her movement speed will start to slow down, reaching 35% slow over 3.5 seconds. To sum that up, because that's a lot of word jumbo, essentially, as soon as you press Q, you're going to keep your normal. As soon as you use your ultimate, you're going to keep your normal speed, and it's going to slow down over time. Star-Lord's Blasted Barrage ability, which is his spinning attack, is getting nerfed, as they nerfed damage from 80 to 75, and they're going to add a damage fall-off mechanic starting at 4 meters, maxing out at 80% reduction. Winter Soldier is getting a nerf, with his bionic hook getting increased from 8 to 12 seconds, and the base damage of his ultimate getting nerfed from 100 damage to 80. Also, the culling threshold is getting lowered from 20% to 15% to KO a target. Finally, for Duelist, Wolverine is getting a balance adjustment, which is overall a nerf, which slows the rate of his passive rage gain. There's a lot of words here, so I'm just going to summarize this into something simple. He gains more rage now from his basic attacks, and he gains less rage from his Berserk Claw Strike, Barrel Leap, and Vicious Rampage. He now also gains more rage from taking damage. To add on, the time it takes from a knockdown opponent to get up has been lowered from 1 second to 0.75 seconds. That was a lot of changes for Duelists. Now we're almost near the end, and we can talk about the patch notes for Strategists now. First is Adam Warlock, with Soul Bond getting nerfed from 30 seconds to 40 seconds. Karmic Revival, his ultimate, now also restores 30% of an ally's maximum health instead of 100 health. Cloak and Dagger are getting a buff for their ultimates, which instead of their healing zone disappearing one at a time, they will now all disappear when the last zone is gone. Invisible Woman's Guardian Shield is getting nerfed from 300 to 250. Loki is getting a small nerf, with his regeneration domain cooldown getting increased from 25 seconds to 30 seconds. Mantis is getting a Giga buff, which, while her base health is getting lowered from 275 to 250, the effects of Healing Flower and Allied Inspiration can now stack up to 16 seconds, allowing her to turn anyone into a mini-boss. Finally, Rocket Raccoon is also getting a big buff. While the speed of his healing spheres was getting nerfed, with a speed reduction of 4.5 meters per second, getting increased to 7 meters per second, which, keep in mind, that's reduction, his healing spheres will now be able to do a one-time healing effect of 55 instant health with an additional 50 healing per second instead of 70. The cooldown of his jetpack dash ability has been increased from 6 seconds to 10 seconds, and his dash distance have been reduced from 10 meters to 8 meters. His ultimate ability got a huge rework, which is overall a buff. Instead of 40% extra damage, he now does 25% extra damage with a new effect, Allies now gain 100 bonus health per second, capping at 150, but his ultimate now takes longer to charge, going from 3,700 cost to 4,000. And that is everything you need to know for Season 2. Stop by my stream on April 4th where I'll be streaming the early access to check out Emma Frost, the new map, and all the new changes. Thanks for watching, y'all. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video.